If you live in the Olentangy School District, there's a good chance your property taxes feel brutal. Ohio just passed some new tax relief laws. But here's the problem. Signed into law doesn't mean your taxes drop next month. And the biggest mistake I see sellers make is this. They ignore taxes until a buyer asks about them. In this video, I'll show you the one section of your tax bill that tells me whether these changes might help you or not. And I'll show you how taxes can impact buyer affordability, the buyer pool, and your final sale price. And at the end, I'll tell you how to get my free Olentangy Tax Affordability Snapshot for your exact address. I'm Brian Comer, and I work with homeowners across Delaware and Franklin County, and a big part of my business is right here in the Olentangy School District. I take a data-driven approach so homeowners can make smart decisions without guessing. Today, I'll be talking about 5 Ohio bills that were signed about a month ago in December of 2025 to address property taxes. Here's the truth. These are statewide laws, but the impact is local, meaning two neighbors can live 5 minutes apart and feel very different results. So let's start with the part that nobody really explains clearly. When will you actually feel these changes? Statewide laws, local impact, it varies by district and timing. Property taxes don't change like a light switch. There are really 3 timelines. First is when the law becomes effective. 2 is which tax year it applies to. And 3, when your county mails and collects the bills. So guess what? Here's the seller takeaway. Buyers and sellers for that point too don't care about headlines. Buyers care about 2 things. What's the tax bill today, and what's the risk or the likelihood it goes up soon? Most likely, that risk is high. Buyers shop monthly payment, not just the purchase price. And in a minute, I'll show you exactly where to look on the bill to understand whether your taxes are stable or something you need to plan around. Big hint, they're going up. And to give you reference, a random Powell home that I chose to analyze saw the following. A 229% increase in value over the last 30 years and an 11% tax bill increase, and that's property tax, of course, just since the 2022 tax year. On this home, that was an extra $835 a year, or about $69 or $70 per month. Okay, let's step back a second. Now let's decode 2 terms you keep hearing: millage and the 20 mil floor. So here's some quick definitions. Millage is a tax rate. 1 mil equals $1 for every $1,000 of taxable value. And in Ohio, your taxable value is not the same as market value. So your tax bill is a calculation built on taxable value times tax rates minus the credits. In my random home example, the home value for tax purposes is about $445,000, which is comprised from land value and market improvement value. Now, the 20 mil floor. Here's the simplest way to think about it. Ohio has rules designed to prevent some voted levies from collecting unlimited extra money just because home values rise. So rates can roll back, but there is a limit. Once a district hits a floor, there's less room for rollbacks. And when values rise, tax bills can rise more directly. In high demand areas, this becomes a bigger conversation because valuations can move upward quickly. And in Olentangy, we all know that demand has been steady, if not strong. Now I'll break these 5 bills into a couple of buckets. 3 that matter most to homeowners right now, and 2 that kind of matter, let's say, behind the scenes. One of the bills creates a credit meant to limit certain growth dynamics so that they don't run ahead of inflation in specific school tax situations. The homeowner takeaway is this: don't only watch your home value, watch the credits and the rollbacks area, because your net bill can change even if the tax rates look similar. Here's another seller takeaway. Predictable taxes expand the buyer pool. When taxes feel unpredictable, buyers get nervous and qualifications get tighter. In a minute, I'll show you the fastest year-over-year comparison to tell what's happening. Another bill focuses on something most homeowners never notice. It's simply called inside millage. This is the portion of your tax bill that isn't tied to a brand new vote, and it tends to show up more during the updated and reappraisal cycles, which Delaware County has just gone through. The goal is to limit how much that portion can increase due to valuation changes. Your seller takeaway is this: this is why 2 homes with similar value can have very different monthly payments. And that changes how we position a listing. Pricing, marketing, and buyer targeting are all impacted by taxes. Another bill adjusts how the 20 mil floor calculation works, including how certain levy types are treated. Sounds crazy, sounds technical, but here's the homeowner takeaway. This impact varies by district. So if you're in the Olentangy area, it's not about memorizing bill numbers. It's knowing what your specific bill is doing year over year. Now, the 2 bills that matter kind of behind the scenes. They don't always change a homeowner's bill overnight, but they influence the system. One bill expands and clarifies what county budget commissions can do in certain situations with levies. The seller takeaway: local administration matters. 2 counties can handle things differently based on how the rules are assessed and used. Another bill deals with valuation process mechanics. Basically, how sales are used in the system that supports assessments. This is the under the hood method, but it matters most around reappraisal and update years. The seller takeaway is this: when values are adjusting, buyers and appraisers are watching the same market signals, and we want your pricing strategy to be aligned with the reality of the market. Remember the data-driven approach? That's where I come in. All right, let's get practical for a minute. If you live in Olentangy schools, what should you watch for on your bill starting today? Well, I'll tell you this. I just got mine, and as you probably could guess, it's higher than it was last year. Here are the 4 places I want you to look. Number 1, taxable value. Don't overthink it, just compare it year to year. Number 2, your school district total. On my bill, it shows a percentage of the property taxes I pay that goes to the school system, and it's 70%. Number 3, credits, rollbacks, and reductions. This area often explains why your net bill changed even if rates look similar. Number 4, the net amount due. This is the number both homeowners and buyers feel because net due becomes a part, right, of your monthly payment. Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, the big T, tax. And your monthly payment determines how many buyers can qualify. Now I'm going to close the loop a little bit from earlier. I said I'd show you the one place on your bill that tells the story faster than the headlines. It's this. Compare year over year using taxable value, credits, rollbacks, and net due. That combination tells you whether the relief is showing up or whether your bill is climbing. And I'll tell you, I kind of had a mistaken thought as to how these tax relief bills would work. I really thought that I would see a reduction in the amount of tax I'm paying. Really what it does, in my humble opinion, is affects the net increase and helps decrease the increase that we've been seeing lately. Here's the big seller message. Taxes affect affordability. Affordability affects the buyer pool, and the buyer pool affects the days on market and negotiating leverage. Remember, more days on market, higher leverage from the buyer. So, if you're thinking about selling in the Olentangy local school districts, we do not want to ignore taxes. We plan around them, and here's my offer. If you're considering selling in the next 6 to 12 months, I'll run a free Olentangy Tax Affordability Snapshot for your exact address. You'll get a simple breakdown of your taxes today, what to watch for based on timing, and how that affects buyers' monthly payments and the potential demand for your home. To get that, all you have to do is comment the word snapshot down below or message me with your home address and the word snapshot. And if you haven't watched this whole video, go back and watch it now because I do talk about this step by step in plain English. If you want to sell fast for the most amount of money with the least hassle, tax clarity has to be a part of that strategy. I'm Brian Comer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.